Hello there, YouTube, and welcome. My name is Petey, and I was born in Chicago, Illinois. Now this is not pizza. Yes, I'm looking, and perhaps this may even taste good. And if I had been released from a chain gang or a work camp, perhaps I would even take the time to smell it. But it's not pizza. I have lived here in the Windy City for my entire life. I can tell you without any question, in my mind, this is not Chicago. Maybe unless you're a tourist or some kind of Amish descent coming into experience the hustle, the bustle, and this family-friendly, people-pleasing traditional delicacy that's known as pizza. Anyone who says the words ooey gooey cheese in a good God-fearing American household would in fact enjoy making this statement while consuming this dish as being their last meal, as immediately thereafter they would politely be given a cigarette and swiftly escorted to face their final reflections on where things went wrong for them in front of a full 21 gun firing squad. In our perfect world of Chicago, you merely need to utter a single term, that being pizza, and there will be no further doubt, cavortment, or questioning as to what will follow next. Thin crust, cheese and sausage pizza. That is cut into small squares for family-style dining. There is a very small set of non-negotiable parameters that can be helpful for some folks who, for whatever reason, have become bewildered and confused as to what pizza actually is. So let's review. Pizza consists of four main elements. The dough has been taunted, massaged, and hand-beaten into submission with several blunt objects. Our dough has in fact learnt its lesson as it becomes crust that is a golden brown, perfectly and lovingly scorched into submission by an industrial-sized, plutonium-fueled 5,500 degree pizza oven, which is exactly the same size as a Volkswagen, Warwagen combi bus or hippie van. Crust is being defined as perfection, and the only base upon which we will build our house of love, and very much like our tolerance for monkey business, shenanigans, or tomfoolery, it's thin. Close to cracker, but never overdone. Slight snap in the mouth, but never corner cutting, as our lips are chafed and dry from the minus 20 degree October winds. The sauce is scienced into a specific consistency and tomato-based. It is spiced lightly, salted lovingly, and it shall never stray into distractions such as sweet or abominations such as barbecue or Alfredo. The sauce is applied liberally. No apology to Swedish guitar masters. Less is in fact this case more when using a stainless steel soup ladle with a 12 to 18 inch handle in a swift circular motion, starting in the center, moving outwards toward the rim, leaving a 1/4 inch gap left for grabbing. That leaves us with the toppings, and there is 2. Mozzarella cheese, and then the sausage. Now, here is where the water gets a bit murky. Depending on who you will be serving the dish to, one must determine if the said folks are in fact babies or not babies. But in either case, this is a pork-based sausage in a natural casing, and may in fact be mild or spicy. The only variant in the entire production point is right here. So take note, rebels, anarchists, and our alternate lifestyle aficionados. This is your time to shine. It's your time to go nuts. Define yourself with your flair and gusto that will leave them wowed, knowing that you, a true individual, has reached out and spoken as you touch them. Speaking boldly with a choice of mild, which is safe, always for babies, or folks of Swedish descent with a fairer complexion, yellow-haired folk who would be seen applying sunscreen on Mother's Day. Then, of course, choosing the spicier alternative Italian sausage for folks donning the darker skin tones and complexions and hair colors. Italian sausage. This is what goes on top of a pizza. See how simple that was? The pizza is then cut into square servings and quickly dispersed to its final place of resting, a cardboard box, no more than 3 colors in the print, being red, green, and black. And this serving container must include 2 elements of decoration. An image of a steaming hot pizza, the other image being an obese chef with a ridiculously oversized hat, always winking to denote chef's kiss, with the text including at least 2 of the following phrases: hot, fresh, delicious, Italian, and pizza. Leaning tower images denote a borderline deal breaker. This is a signal of what's known in Chicago as shitty meal. As far as additional toppings go, green pepper, onion, or garlic may be permitted as an additional topping, but only when there is, in fact, a full solar eclipse or celebration of the birth of conjoined triplets. Things like smaller fish, pepperoni, or olives are strictly verboten at any time. Any item that may be found in the head dressing belonging to one Carmen Miranda is grounds for a swift and immediate disposal of said pizza by fire, and also cleansing flames will purge the land upon which has bore this plague and abomination before the Lord. Now, if you were like me, you tend to notice things. Like at work, when the boss is going to splurge and order 3 pieces for the crew of 75 hardworking folk in the back. This is at that time when the employees who kiss the management's bottoms will not be able to control themselves and expose themselves for being the actual butt kissers that they really are. As these types of folks will undoubtedly and immediately begin to incite the clamoring and the never-ending discussion of what types of toppings they would demand on their free pizza. Now, I have found that the lazier that the employee actually is, the more that they are paid, and the more ridiculous that the demands for said pizza topping becomes. Oh, shizzle dog, let's get the bacon, marshmallow, jalapeno, trout, cheddar, cherry pecan, Nicorette drizzle pizza. This is at the same time that you will hear someone, typically the hardest working, lowest paid member of the crew, speak up and say something like, "It's the voice of reasoning. Not everyone wants to have all that on their pizza. So can we get just like 1 cheese and sausage pizza?" On second thought, consider getting more of those, because really, that's what everyone enjoys. Pizza. Well, eventually the day will come. The bill is over $6,500 for 5 pizzas because of the albino, tiger, shrimp, buffalo, mango, habanero, fruit, berry, whip pizzas that no one eats. What is the first pizza box to be found empty? The box containing the pizza. The cheese and sausage. Every time. And what do you think is left over? The whip bull snot. Every time. At the end of the day, sure, it may be fun for you to think that you want to try something new. So you jump into your Volkswagen Jetta, proceed to cut everyone off, and almost run down a grandmother trying to make it home to her ditch with a half pint of salted water she spent her SSI check on as you pull in on two wheels to the Krunckle Za. To try the talk of the town, that curled up pile of Rooney, filled with purple, poisonous, bile-inducing fart gas grease. You take several photo images of your Krunckle Za using your iFizzle 19 and post them to your Instagram. And at this point, you realize that you did it. You've made it. Now you've arrived. Maybe next time you'll put some little fishies on your pizza. But it will only be a matter of time before you do it. And you know what I'm on about. The ultimate sin, the big one. Schweinefleisch and the dreaded apple of pine upon the sacred pillow of dough, completely ruining what was once sacred. That's how it starts at the Krunckle Za. But as for me and my house, we shall consume pizza. See how simple that is?